Hey, it's lilraah in this bitch. Raw in this bitch. And yeah. So, yesterday I washed my hair. This is how it's looking now. So, it's not as bad as I thought it would look. And the reason behind that too, I'm assuming, is because since my hair is already like 11 months old, my dreads are 11 months old. So they're, I guess, getting more mature. So when I wash them, they don't get as frizzy and messed up as when it was the first one with dreads and stuff. So, but you can still see a little bit more of this shit popping up. But yeah, this video is I'm gonna answer a question from my boy ZZZ Universal, real nigga. So he was just wondering, like, how long do the Rubberbands last, or like until how long you have them on. The Rubberbands, you could keep them on as long as you want. They help out with like I said, just keeping the roots nice and tight. Like if I put rubber bands all over my hair right now to the bottom of the roots, they'll be nice and tight and all this hair, and you'll just see nice lines and everything. So when you put rubber bands on, when you install them, right, they last about a month. So let me see. 1 second, let me put one on. Alright, this is a new hairstyle too that I'll be using sometimes. Now that my hair is long enough, all I get is and I'm gonna make a separate video for it. All I get is one dread from this side, one dread from this side, tie like if you're tying a shoe, and then pull, and there. You feel me? Now I don't have to get the rubber band and tie them off. So I kind of like it like this. It just looks a little bit funnier. But basically, this is just for showing you guys the rubber band shit. But yeah. So 1 second. So you guys see this box right here now, and how it looks tight, and then right here is all like bushy and all that, because that's all the new growth. So I would just need to back comb that and crochet it back in. So I recommend it's better to crochet, like do this first, tie with the rubber band, and then crochet. That way, like, you know to crochet from here on and up, and you won't be doing it like all that close to the root and shit, even though it's close. And so yeah, so I'm gonna just tie like this so it can even get tighter. But yeah, so now I just twisted it, and yeah. So basically, once you have the rubber bands right here, if you just leave them over the weeks, they start getting like weaker and then more stretchy, and then they rip off and they fall off. Alright, so that happens. So when you put rubber bands and you just don't do nothing, they'll start falling off within a month. One by one, little by little, you'll wake up, you'll see a rubber band, and then eventually all the rubber bands will fall, and then yeah. So let me see if I answer this question. Do the rubber bands they don't last forever. They last for a certain time of period, and usually a month. But if you want them like for a long time, this guy that I know, another YouTuber, what he does is he just updates them every week. You feel me? He always has his hair like done, looks like it's done, because he does it every week, and he doesn't do the crochet method or none of that. All he does is alright, so now he'll just take off the rubber band, or just rip it off, like, and then take it off. Then he'll get the hair, and then he'll do root rubbing, and then tighten everything up, and then put the rubber band back on again. And he just does that every week, so to each one of his dreads. Plus, he got thicker dreads, so he just has to do a couple, not 38 dreads, you feel me? So yeah, he does it every week. So his rubber bands, you know, they never get old, and he's always just, yeah. But yeah, so the rubber bands, you can always wear them if you always want that clean look. If you start getting tired of them and you just want to have dreads like regular, just hanging like these right now, then you, after a year, I would say they'll start looking better, and you don't need to do that. You need to keep updating them. And what I was using before, instead of the rubber bands, you could use rubber bands or threads. But I used rubber bands at first, and then this lady uses the threads, so she just did the threads. The threads, they don't rip. They last until you cut them off and shit. But I ain't gonna do threads no more because, yeah, they just last too long. Like, you shouldn't have them that long. So every month or so, update them. But the rubber bands, you don't need to worry. They fall off, and then you'll just be forced to update them yourself if you want them. If not, you just keep your hair how it is. And two, if you're gonna use rubber bands, use the rubber bands called elastic rubber bands, because there's these other rubber bands that after like a month or two, they don't rip, they just get gooey, and then they just get stuck in your dread. So use elastic rubber bands. Like this. Basically elastic. You feel me? So yeah, you see how that shit's looking right there. So I'm gonna take it off though, cause next time I'm gonna experiment with something else with the twist. Remember how I said that the lady said she could do it, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna just show y'all how the dread's looking. How it's looking out here. So you see this little bundle is starting to get more on. But I washed my hair yesterday. It doesn't look how it would look at first. Like, I'll just have all these nasty ones. So next one, I'm gonna do a live video of me fixing the roots. These, I mean the tips. Like, I did this one. Now I just need to cut that bottom part. But these need updating. Like these. And low-key, I was gonna comb one of these out, this one, because right here. So this is how you know if the dread is nice and good. You touch it, like I had said, it's nice and firm. And if it starts getting like spongy and weaker, that means it's not good. So I'm gonna make it good right here, this part down. But yeah, so that was it. Shout out ZZZ Universal. That's my boy right there. I'm gonna take this off, and yeah. Peace. Quick thing, just showing y'all how the dread's looking. You feel me? I'm looking like them real rappers, nigga. You feel me? Can't believe my dreams came true, niggas. This how I always wanted to have my hair, niggas. Woo! So I could rock out, nigga. I always wanted to fucking rock the fuck out, nigga. Rock, fuck, God, fuck. Like when extension does that shit. Hey! Peace, niggas. Woo!